Now, crossing live to our guests, as former candidate for the European Parliament in Finland and an active member of the Finnish National Conservative Freedom Alliance Party, Armando Mema, is joining me right now. I also have retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel and international consultant Earl Rasmussen, and the head of the Suvorov Institute, Alexander Markovics. Gentlemen, I'm glad to have you all join me right now. So let's start with you, Armando. Now, Donald Trump claims that Russia and China could take over Greenland, an argument now used to justify U.S. ambitions over the island. Now, Denmark has dismissed those claims as delusional. Are these security concerns justified, or are they another example of inflating external threats to advance geopolitical goals?
Yeah, they are so far the biggest threat in terms of security for Europe is if the United States will take advantage and conquer Greenland. Now, it's not sure whether President Trump will go for the easy way or the hard way. This is difficult yet to predict because there's going to be negotiations first, and if those negotiations will fail with the Denmark government, then it's likely that the U.S. administration may opt for the hard way. Personally, I hope that President Trump does not make this new move in Greenland, specifically because the global tensions are rising every day more. I understand that there is the need in geopolitics for superpowers. There is a need for influence, and they think differently from the other people, the governments. But it's a very serious matter for Europe if this happens, and also it could potentially open a dangerous path for other superpowers in the world.
Earl, let me come to you now. So Trump has floated the idea of buying out Greenland, pointing to historical precedents like Louisiana and Alaska. Now, in today's legal and political environment, could such a deal realistically work, or is this comparison inaccurate? Earl, this question is to you.
Oh, okay.
Well,
sorry. Yeah. Oh.
Go ahead, Colonel Rasmussen.
Okay. Yes, it's. I think that's the way that President Trump will probably initiate this. Do they want Greenland? Absolutely. So there's many different reasons for it. They want a greater presence in the Arctic, and there's a lot of resources there to include rare earth minerals that they're very, very keen on getting their hands on. So definitely, and if you look historically, we've had an interest in Greenland for quite some time, and President Trump brought it up, I think, in his last administration too. And so they're going to make a name for Greenland. This is for sure. Now, the easy way would be, which I think Secretary Rubio is going to bring up in the next short time when they have a meeting with the Danish and Greenland personnel, will be to acquire, similar to Louisiana Purchase, similar to Russia or to Alaska, but different from those purchases where those were true negotiations. I have a feeling that they will, if they acquire Greenland, it will be for a rock bottom price, and basically pressure will be applied to Europe and to Denmark to accept the price that President Trump's offering.
Alexander, now this dispute directly involves NATO, with both the US and Denmark being member states. Now, how might alliance dynamics play out here? Would solidarity and international law prevail, or could political and financial pressure dominate here? What do you see?
Well, if we look at NATO and the countries contributing to it, of course, we can say that the United States of America are by far the power who's calling the shots inside the alliance. I guess maybe Turkey comes behind the United States of America. So the European countries themselves, Germany, France, who called for sending troops to Greenland, they are very negligible in this addition. So I guess, of course, it's clear that in a direct military conflict, of course, the United States would simply take Greenland for themselves, and the rest of NATO couldn't do anything about it, especially since we know that the United Kingdom, of course, is more closely aligned to the United States than to continental Europe. And of course, if we look at the situation further, it's clear that during its very long history of more than 200 years, the United States, of course, acquired more than 40% of its territory per deals. So they simply acquired territory like in the Louisiana deal, or like Alaska from Russia. And since Denmark is also a close ally of the United States, of course, it's not totally unimaginable that the United States would simply buy this territory from Denmark when Denmark comes to the realization that the European Union won't be able to defend it. So it's a very interesting situation right now, where you have, of course, all these threats, all these conflicts, but we don't know for sure if it's not just a show of force in order to bring the European allies into fault, or if Donald Trump is really serious about acquiring Greenland by force.
All right. Now, Armando, if tensions escalate into a direct clash between the U.S. and Denmark over Greenland, how would Washington manage relations within NATO? And what could this mean for the alliance's future cohesion?
It will mean the end of NATO as we know it. It's gonna be splitting the alliance, as America is the biggest provider of security in NATO, and it will create a new geopolitical landscape in terms of security. America will have their own security, and then Europe will be more fragile against the other countries like Russia or China. So this was really unpredictable scenario, and I hope that President Trump will not get the hard way. Maybe they're going to negotiate, and maybe the people living in Greenland, they want to make a deal. I cannot know that for sure, but definitely it will mean the end of NATO as we know, and it will unfortunately provide more security for the European president, because she is investing in building our own army, and this will motivate Europe further to a rearmament. And this is even more dangerous, because we will have then more tensions in the world, and we will have Europe investing so heavily, which already it is. It will invest even more heavily in weapons, and then once that happened, last time in history, it didn't end up for Europe. So it's a very dangerous direction, both way. Unfortunately, we are going both way in a wrong direction.
All right. We have to leave you here now. Armando Mema, former direct candidate for the European Parliament in Finland, an active member of the Finnish National Conservative Freedom Alliance Party. Thank you very much. And El Rasmussen, retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel and international consultant, as well as Alexander Markovic, head of the Suvorov Institutes. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program.
Thank you.